Welcome back to the second segment of A New Day, New Life with your host, Dr. Jamal Monko, and I'm joined by Dr. DrHorsley. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm the president of New Life Natural Vegetation Cell Food. We've been in the field of natural medicine, natural nutrition for 13 years. And so we've seen a lot as relates to diabetes. I myself, I am a nutritionist, a health consultant, I am a master herbalist, and so I understand how to mix and how to formulate herbal medicine, herbal remedies, and also how to guide people on the path of nutrition, introducing complex carbs, introducing wholesome greens, and showing people how to differentiate between artificial greens as opposed to incorporating wholesome organic green products, nuts, that helps to boost the system, helps to build the chlorophyll level in the blood. We know chlorophyll is very important for healing, and greens is very good for diabetic because it doesn't spike the sugar level. Also chromium for the pancreas and the duodenum, the small intestine, the absorption of minerals. One thing we find is that oils that are bad, that are polyunsaturated fatty acids, superunsaturated fatty acids, trans fats, all of these different names for bad oil, essentially what it does is they interfere with omega-3 assimilation, or ALA or LNA acids. They interfere, and we have a deficiency in omega-3 as we discussed. And so when you are deficient, but then you're consuming oil that interfere with the function of something that is so essential, that is what causes these degenerative disease. And by the way, diabetes is not only an autoimmune, but it's also a degenerative disease, meaning it breaks down the body, the function of the organs and the glands, the cells of the body. In this case, the pancreas is compromised, the stomach, the gut is compromised. So I'm going to continue our discussion. We're going to continue with Dr. Victor, and he's a legend in the field, and he every day is exposed to symptoms directly related to diabetes, and it's a concern for him. And as he and I discuss these concerns, he's going to share with you some of his experience on a daily basis here in the Bahamas practicing foot care. So Doc, what are some of the things you experience as relates to the feet care and diabetes extremities?
All right, a lot of our diabetics don't have a routine, a daily routine to examine their own feet, to look at these, let's say, thick nails, dead skin, hard corns, hard calluses, white tissue between the toes. They don't examine their own feet until it's too late, and someone passing by them when they have their shoes off might point out that there's blood, pus, infection, maybe even bone showing, and they don't even feel these problems. And these problems are directly related to polyneuropathies. So that's the new word that we're going to take home today, polyneuropathy.
Polyneuropathy.
And that's the big problem. If they can reverse their polyneuropathies, increase their awareness, then I know things happen. I know we get infected toenails, but on the regular person, an infected toenail does not lead to an amputation of the big toe, but it does with our diabetics because they don't feel it, and the infection, oh, it doesn't hurt, I don't need treatment, or I can put it off. But we have medical doctors at Foot and Ankle International who will give you charts where you can log your daily blood pressure, your daily sugar readings, your daily wellness record. And when you come back for an appointment, you can show the doctor, like Dr. James Ardley, show him, like Dr. Lopez, show them your progress report or lack of progress report. And when you mention autoimmune diseases, I think that must be 99% of the human problem. Yes. Autoimmune diseases.
Yes.
Auto meaning automatic,
yes,
and immune dealing with our immune system, and disease state. So there's something that is automatically making our system turn against itself, leading to lupus, heart disease, dementia to Alzheimer's, leading to diabetes,
arthritis,
which we're talking, arthritis, the 64 types of arthritis.
Yes. It's inflammation, basically,
Inflammation is the problem.
Yes.
And I've eaten at your place many times, and there's a few other vegan spots around the Bahamas and around the world, because I just got back from Washington, D.C. There's a new vegan that I enjoyed. They have the live food, tofu salads. They have the bean curd salad. They have cabbage salad. They have beet salad, live foods. They have the cooked foods, and they have sandwiches. But back to the diabetic thing, our diabetics don't know to take care of themselves because I think there's a disconnection. Just like if I had a stroke or someone has a stroke, they get disconnected from one side of their body. They have one side that's functional, and the other side they have to continually monitor it and put the arm where they want it because it's not moving properly. In the diabetic patient, they're disconnected from the belly button down.
Yes.
There's no connection to the brain. The lower extremity is disconnected. And when it's disconnected, then you're not paying attention to your lower extremity. You mentioned erectile dysfunction as being a big problem.
And the eyes sometimes too.
Eyes, heart,
Yeah.
GI, your food doesn't even digest properly.
You become malnourished because of malabsorption.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if we can reverse the common things, first control, take your medication that the doctor gives you and take it, and then go see you.
And exercise.
And
The
exercise,
sedentary lifestyle.
drink plenty of water. For those individuals who are having poor diets and drinking a lot of soda all day, there's a Quick Trip store in the States where you can get a half gallon of soda in the morning and you get a half gallon on the way home. And they drink it all day. That's a gallon a day. Shouldn't be drinking any soda whatsoever.
Yes. And that's like 43 grams of sugar, what do you think?
At least there are 9 tablespoons or teaspoons of sugar per can of soda.
Wow.
And that's poisonous. All of this, it's a cascade of events that leads to amputation. The most popular amputation of the human body is the big toe or the hallux. And when they amputate this hallux, it affects your balance. Even though polyneuropathies affects your balance, that amputation really affects your gait because toe off is the last phase of gait before the swing phase and heel contact. And if there's no big toe, then it alters your gait, your toes drift toward the midline of the body, causing ulcerations on the tips of the toes. And these ulcerations, sores, calluses, they lead to osteomyelitis, which is bone infection. This bone infection leads to amputation, gangrene, and pus and infection, and events. And the person who has this problem is really not even aware of this problem.
Wow.
And that's the worst part. So by the time they get to any podiatrist, any medical doctor, then the problem is almost too far gone. What Dr. Johnson has decided to do is to start training the third-year residents and graduates of UVI, and they're already doctors, and they come and rotate through Foot and Ankle International, and they learn biomechanics and lower extremity evaluation and management, or E&M. And by carefully being able to examine the lower extremity when you're at your doctor's office or having your lower extremity exam, they'll look between your toes, they'll check your pulses, they'll observe your skin. They'll see if the nails are thick and discolored. A thick, discolored nail can lead to an amputation of the toe and can lead to an amputation of the leg. You had mentioned the progression of amputation, so it's big toe or hallux, it's BKA, below the knee amputation, AKA, above the knee amputation, and hip disarticulation, or we call it hip disartic. And there's little acronyms just to make it quick on your operative report, but it's a very sad state of affairs because these amputations lead to loss of income. Your family members have to lose income by taking their loved ones to the doctors.
Yeah,
chronically.
mobility. Yeah.
And these ulcerations that we're getting in the Bahamas are the worst in the world. And the ulcerations, like you get an ulcer in your GI or stomach for eating the wrong foods, or maybe even taking anti-inflammatory medication right before bed. It can burn a hole in your stomach because it's all acid, just like aspirin, which is acetylsalicylic acid.
Yes.
You have to protect your system. Take your medication an hour before going to bed if it's anti-inflammatory medication. So it's just the entire problem that leads to these amputations: high blood sugar, high hemoglobin, A1C, uncontrolled.
Give us an example of some of the anti-inflammatory medication that can potentially cause ulcer in the stomach.
Every single one of them.
Okay.
Advil,
Yes.
Aleve, which
Yeah.
is Motrin and Naproxen.
Okay.
We have the Voltarens, or the diclofenac. There's aceclofenac. We have all of the non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications
NSAIDs,
can
yeah.
cause NSAIDs.
Yes.
They can cause ulcerations of the stomach. And if there's a problem, if you have to take that many NSAIDs, if you're having chronic migraines, chronic pain, then it goes back to what you're saying about autoimmune problems.
Yes, in the gut.
In the gut.
Yeah.
And the gut sees more germs in 24 hours than the body sees in a lifetime.
Wow.
Okay?
That's powerful.
It doesn't get in through our ears. It doesn't get in through our eyes. It doesn't just happen to get into us. It gets in through what we're eating. And we have to be very careful of not only what we eat, who prepares what we eat.
Yes.
The preparation area.
Yes.
Is it a meat and vegetable preparation? Is it microbacteria that is causing the problem? Microbacteria is in milk. What is it about milk that makes humans so attracted to milk? Is it the fact that they turn it into ice cream and little treats?
I think it's marketing ploy, the way they market it, and also the nutrition pyramid.
You're exactly right.
You know, they include that as a daily value.
And there's a Dr. Campbell who wrote a book called The China Study.
I know about the China study.
Right.
You and I, the China study I did.
And for the first 25 years, he was an advocate of milk and milk products.
Yes.
And then he woke up and became a vegan.
Yes.
And now he put out this book, The China Study.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get that book, The
China
Study, and also Rethinking Nutrition, Whole Nutrition. The same author.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a revision of the China study. It's a really in-depth.
And Mastering Diabetes is a good one.
Yes.
By Cyrus and Robbie.
Mastering Diabetes, yes, it's a good book.
And Deep Nutrition would be my final recommendation. Tell you about those bad oils and what they do to our systems.
Yes.
And one point about Deep Nutrition, the crispier that oil makes your chicken is the same crispiness that it makes the linings of your arteries.
But not just the chicken, also if you're eating potato chips, which don't have no potatoes in it anyway. I don't know why they call it potato chips. Yeah. Why call it potato chips? There's no potato in it. But also, any chip, whether those plantain chips, that's hard.
Yes.
It's not good because it's telling you that it's aggregated.
Yes.
So you need viscosity in the oils at room temperature, and this fluidity is good for the body because it still has. And good oil have a good smell, aroma. It smells like the seed, but it also has a texture. Aesthetically, you can see the color, the rich color in it. And these are rich oils, but they become rancid fast. And that's why a good oil should never be in a clear up glass. We talk about that. Right. Once light can get to it, it's not going to last too long. So, Doc, I want you to talk about your, as we wrap up the show, I want you to talk about your show on Zoom.
Yeah, we do a Zoom. And you'll be one of our upcoming guests, and I surely appreciate that. We do a Zoom the last Wednesday of every month. And this Zoom is specifically designed for the diabetic foot. We discuss minimally invasive techniques to operate on the diabetic foot. We discuss the cascade of metabolic syndrome that leads to diabetes in the first place. We have a variety of world experts that come on this show. It's only 1 hour, and I asked each guest to talk maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes.
We don't want you putting people to sleep. We just, whatever you have to say and think and do, get it down to a PowerPoint in 15 minutes and share with the world.
Yes.
And recently we're putting it on YouTube. We have 2 shows on there now. We're going to be building that up. We just did our 15th show. Yeah. And together with Foot and Ankle International, we're going to get these amputations down by 50% in 5 years. It's got to happen, and I thank you for inviting me on to discuss, and you're a large part of helping to reduce this amputation rate. You already know it, and we want to really appreciate what you're doing and what you're bringing to the community, because you're going against the grain. Everyone else is frying chicken. Everyone else has shrimp, French fries, all the food that, if the food isn't bad enough, like I always say, it's the oil they cook it in. You said a month. It should be changed. It should actually be changed according to Deep Nutrition with Dr. Shanahan. She says that stuff needs to be changed every 2 weeks.
But I dare to say after you use it, it should be changed right away.
Yes.
You know. All right, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Dr. Victor Horsley, my special guest today, and his information will be on the screen for the Zoom. You can tune into that and you can check out the amazing work he's doing to try save some limbs from amputation. So I saw it necessary today. It's been a very dynamic show, and I hope you were edified and you enjoyed the show today. Thank you so much. You've been watching A New Day, A New Life. Until next time, see you again.